This is a video for all good men of the world, the ones that know the truth, that the law of the jungle governs everything. When evil comes knocking, it's guys like me and you that have to deal with it.
No, move yourself, go! Guys, out the road!
Fear on the streets of London again. These pictures of London Bridge captured as people ran from what police are calling a terrorist incident.
Witnesses from the hall, some of them with blood on their clothes.
The threat of terrorism in big cities today, whether you're in Canada, UK, Europe or America, is very, very real. We've all seen it on the news. What I'm going to teach you today is how to defend against a knife-wielding attacker. But what do I know about violence? I'm a professional bare-knuckle fighter. I've earned 2 Green Berets, and I've actually defended against a knife for real once. Knives are a top weapon of choice for maniacs all over the world. That's because they're easily found and easily concealed before the attack. When an attack is sprung, it's often blokes like you and me that are standing there fighting for their lives and the lives of those around them for 5 minutes at least.
Good evening. 2 people have died in what the Metropolitan Police are describing as a terrorist incident on London Bridge. The attacker was later shot dead. Several members of the public managed to wrestle him to the ground, and their bravery has been widely praised. Police say the attack started here in Fishmongers Hall at the northern end of the bridge. Now, the alarm was raised just before 2 p.m. this afternoon. The attacker then appears to have moved onto the bridge, where he was tackled and disarmed amid some chaotic scenes. Police then arrive at 3 minutes past 2, that's 5 minutes after the first emergency call.
Fighting for your life for 5 whole minutes is a tall order. Here's my face after 4 minutes of professional bare-knuckle fighting. And obviously neither of us had a knife. I've been training in fighting my whole life, and I couldn't dodge those shots, you know what I mean? Any street fight only go a few seconds, 10-20 seconds at the most, usually till someone's knocked out or you're both on the floor in a wrestle. So what happens in those initial moments until the cavalry arrives?
Everybody ran for cover, but Millwall fan Roy Lana decided instead to stand and face and try and fight off these 3 armed terrorists just with his bare hands. And as a result, he saved a lot of people's lives. He also took a lot of injuries, a lot of cuts.
Us fighters know the deal. When it rains, you get wet.
Jeff Ho was out with friends near Borough Market on the night of the terrorist attack. He's only just come out of hospital and is now telling his story.
When they came at me, they attacked, they got me in the throat. I think what happened was I tried to actually parry the blades. The knife wounds on my hands suggested that I tried to push them off that way, and I think that's what happened, because otherwise they would have got me somewhere vital, like one of the veins or, the arteries, and I would have died instantly.
That time I just tried to fight back, but the other 2 were going towards the restaurant. So as I maybe might be doing so well with one bloke, the other 2 have come back and helped him, and I had 3 of them around me.
So the other 2, as one was tackling you, the other 2 were diverted to try and get to where families and kids,
yeah, wherever they could.
And kill as many as they could.
Probably would
but
have.
Because you were putting up a fight with the first one, they came back.
Come back with 3 of them.
What looked like suicide vests, that I had to put myself in harm's way and try and delay them, because otherwise they'll just go on a killing spree.
How lucky I am to be here to talk to you, I don't know.
I mean, you say lucky. I mean, what's extraordinary about this, Roy? The reason we really wanted you to come in and to talk to you properly again it's an act of extraordinary heroism. I mean, I just don't know anybody. I don't know anybody who faced in that situation would stand and face these three guys.
Maybe next time, maybe I might do something different. Maybe not. It's an instant reaction, and the adrenaline runs into you. Just the adrenaline runs in, which it's hard to explain to myself.
Roy and Jeff fought valiantly for quite a while, and they obviously got injured for doing so. They saved many lives. Imagine your wife or daughter was next in line on the street, or it's Jeff and Roy fighting in the doorway to a cafe while your family shelter inside. Imagine it's you standing there in the doorway fighting your last stand with everything you love behind you. How would you fare? Today I'm going to give you a fighting edge to beat these c***s. And here's the controversial part. You Yanks and Canadians already know this, but just stay with me. Those toffs can sit on their high horse and write legislation all day, but us real men know the law of the jungle governs everything.
Blade trumps fist. That's why you need to carry one of your own. I'm going to teach you how to use it properly in this video very shortly, but just know that doing so gives you distance, space, and most importantly, time. That madman can't just come charging in. If you are unarmed, then there's nothing stopping him. He's coming at you. If you have a blade, at least he has to delay, hesitate, because now you're an equal threat to him.
I'm not talking to you roadmen gangsters that, to be honest, are already carrying a knife anyway. I'm talking about real men, family men, that maybe you're commuting to work, maybe you're going shopping with the missus, maybe you're on a family day in the city, seeing attractions. It's days like that you're going to be at the most risk, and you need a tool on you should the worst case scenario happen. I mean, you're not going to stab someone that jumps in front of you in a queue anyway, are you? The bad eggs out there, they're already carrying blades. In any knife fighting art or any fighting art whatsoever, range is critical. That's what most of these knife fighting arts do not take into account. You have to be on the outside. You cannot stand face to face with someone who's carrying a blade and trade shots. It's ridiculous. It reeks of Steven Seagal, Kung Fu slung shoe, absolute rubbish to me. What a load of that. Why reinvent the wheel? Men have been mastering sword fighting, blade fighting for centuries. We all know of groups of warriors that are legendary. You got like the Spartans, the Romans, the knights, and we have the samurais. All of these groups spent their whole life studying blade work, and they all come out with similar, almost identical strategies.
They all put heavy emphasis on movement in and out of striking range. Medieval masters like Fiore di Liberi used the term misura or measure. The infamous samurai used the term mai, which literally means the meeting space. That's because they all knew when you enter that space, everything can end in an instant.
If only there was a modern day example of high level blade fighting. You must stay out of range. And how do you do that? Footwork. Right, I'm going to stop beating around the bush and I'm going to teach you my commando knife fighting technique right now. So this is it, how you're going to get the upper hand if someone's coming at you with a blade, a terrorist, basically. So you're going to stand in a balanced fighting stance, you're going to have your guard up. Instead of like this, you're going to have your lead hand facing out with your blade in it, facing at the attacker. So if they get close, what they're going to see is your blade in their eyes. When they come at you, range is everything. First of all, it's about moving back. Footwork. So if they're coming at you, moving back. No point in standing there trading shots. This way you're going to strike. Lead hand has the blade. Boom. What does that look like? You can even throw it like that. Yes. Rear hand is your parrying hand, blocking hand. So if they're throwing a shot at you, boom, boom. Meanwhile, obviously you're moving backwards, you're stepping backwards. We're not going to let them get in range and just throw shots at us with a knife. Anything that gets in range, whether it's their hand, it's their face, ideally their neck, then bap, bap. So you're simultaneously blocking with this hand, thrust, jab, stabbing with this hand, and using your feet to get out of range. Because they're going to be coming at you, swinging wildly. You don't really need, we're going to be defensively minded, you have to be defensively minded because it's a tag of one shot. You don't need to go flying at them. If they're engaging you, then stand, ready, time is good. Time, the police are on their way. And if they're coming at you, bap, bap, jab, stab. Meanwhile, this is the defensive hand, this is incredibly important. You're protecting your vital areas. One shot to here, it's game over. You can take loads of shots to that. Also, if you've got time, wrap a jacket around your rear hand. Hold it there, a book, a bag, even your iPhone is better than nothing. You can deflect some shots like that. But anytime they're getting close, you'll go bap, bap. All you need to do is land one. You've got a few seconds after that juggler's cut and they're lights out. This was developed in World War II for the commandos then, and I was taught it in training. I've changed it a little bit to update it to what I've learned in my life. I just want to call it commando knife fighting to give respect to my elders. Let's go over it again. You're not standing like this, you're standing like this. This hand, usually like that, comes forward, ready to parry and block. You can do that, but we're ideally going to be moving out of range and catching. When they come in, as soon as they get in range, even if you're moving, even if you're blocking, bap, jab, stab, bap. And it can be like 4 or 5, bap, bap, bap. All to the throat. And that is game over. They ain't surviving. And even if you're getting into a tussle after that, there's only a few seconds until they bleed out. No living thing can take a shot to the throat with a knife and continue fighting with the same aggression. It's just like the eyes, you have to address it, and especially with the throat, the blood is going to be everywhere, and it makes you come in, you know? It just changes your mentality like that. This looks very familiar, it's not a coincidence. Bap, bap. It's boxing. You can go in gyms, thousands of gyms all over the world in any city and learn this style, and it just transfers with slight differences. You could even get to the level where you're live sparring weekly in real timing, bap, 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 blocking for real. All you have to do is block one shot, land one counter. In any boxing gym, you will learn the jab first. It's the first shot you ever learn to throw. You'll learn footwork first of all as well, where you're on the outside moving back. You'll learn how to parry a straight shot. Like one of the first things you'll learn in defense is how to parry. You're putting them all together, which you'll learn within the first couple of weeks, trust me. That is why this style beats everything else, because you can train it for real. If you're already a boxer, it's already ingrained in here, your timing is already down,
and its muscle memory is already built. And if it's not, you can go into a boxing gym, get fit, learn one of the most important life skills for a man, which is striking. It's not even how to throw a punch a lot of the time, it's how to react when a punch is being thrown at you, how to parry, how to step out of range. All these are transferable to this knife fighting, commando knife fighting style. Obviously this is great if you have space. If you don't have space, you still do this initially. You get those 2, bap, 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 3, 4 jab stabs in, and then when you're in a struggle, which is a different video for a different time, then they're already going to be bleeding out and they're going to be gone pretty soon anyway, so you've got the upper hand. If you really want to geek out on this stuff, then go on YouTube, well you're on YouTube right now, and type in Soviet boxing style, the Russian boxing style. That's perfect, because they're on their feet, they're pendulum stepping in and out, landing straight shots. Bap, bap, bap.
We'll be there. Way around the ring. He's giving this guy angle, he's backing up every day.
Between rounds, then Dawson has landed punches in the fight.
So the big emphasis here is moving backwards and countering straight jab. Down, straight down the pipe. Bop, bop, as you're moving. Bop, bop. It's not hard to get 2 or 3 in, especially if he's running at you. Then pivot off to the side. It sounds hard, but it's boxing basics.
Right. On him off. That's it. Beautiful jab.
And we are aiming for the neck region. That is a kill shot, and that is what we need in this instance. So what type of blade should you carry? Well, first of all, I'm just going to say a knife is a knife. Having anything like this folding $20 buck knife is better than having nothing. It locks in place, and also it's very cheap. I've had this actual knife a few times. I've rebought it because I've left it outside of nightclubs or shopping centres where they got metal detectors, and I don't really care about it. I used to leave it on the beach when I lived in Central America. Mate, that will save your life. You kill someone with that in seconds. Failing that, if you want to scale up and actually carry something good, then a fixed blade with finger choils like that. Finger choils because when you land a jab stab on someone, if you hit bone, then your finger or your hand could slide down the knife and get cut, because that's the motion that we're going to be using it in. So that's perfect. It's a fixed blade, so it's one bit of metal from the tip to the handles, which makes it more solid, less likely to break. You don't have to unfold it, so you can draw it real quick. It's always in a sheath, so I recommend one like that. And if you really have to scale up, I have my Fairburn Sykes Commando dagger here. I was issued this in the military, and this was designed for World War II commandos to kill the enemy, basically. As you can see, it's got a handle here which stops your fingers sliding down the blade, because this was also used in a jousting, stabbing forward motion. Very sharp tip. It's not used to slash, it's to stab in a forward motion, as we are doing here. Obviously you're not going to carry that with you every day. You can get similar versions, but I really love it, and I've carried it on some special occasions. For those of you that are interested, taped to the thigh. All these other styles, when you're here, you know what I mean? Why would you throw a hook if you're in a knife fight? I get it if you're in an enclosed space, but a lot of the time you're not. Why are you doing that? Why? This, straight down the pipe, bap! It hits the mark every time. It's so accurate, doesn't even have to be that hard. You know, a jab to the throat, it's a soft bit of area. The jugular's there. Like, all you have to do is land one. This, like, I bet my whole career on this style, and I challenge anyone in the knife fighting arts to, we put on white t-shirts, we cover some rubber blades with lipstick, and we go at it with a referee and see who dies first in virtual world. Let's go. Yeah, there's obviously more to knife fighting. If you can't move back, if you're already in a clinch, he's got a hold of you, or you're wrestling on the floor, then other tactics are needed, and I'm going to cover those in future videos. There you have it. That's my commando knife fighting technique. You can use this to personally counter terror attacks in the Western world, or any madman with a blade. It goes without saying, this is for self-defense purposes. In the next coming videos, I'm going to teach you how to fight off an attacker if you don't have a weapon of your own, if you don't have a blade. So I've got a lot more to teach. So please subscribe, follow along, and ask me any questions you have. And if you want to jump ahead and learn everything that I've learned in my career, then you can get a copy of my book, Man Protect, Fulfil Your Primal Duty. Cheers. Well, I hope that winds up a lot of you that live in fantasy land. I'll see you on the next one.